Hey everyone, I wanted to do a tutorial on how to make a quick and easy Valentine's Day card. This card has papers from Scenic Route as well as some stamping from Inkadinkado Hero Arts. So here's the outside and here's the inside, and let's get started. The first thing you need is a piece of 4 1/4 by 11-inch black cardstock. Then I'm going to score it at 5.5 inches with my embossing tool. It has this ball here that works great for scoring, and I also use this for putting on rub-ons. And this is an EK Success Impressor. That's what I'm using here. So once you've scored your cardstock, just go ahead and fold it. And then I used a corner rounder on all 4 corners because I just think it makes cards a little more like casual and fun when the corners are rounded. This is now a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card. So all our other measurements are going to be based off of that. This is from the Scenic Route Loveland collection. It's a pink striped paper. It's their Valentine's Day line from last year. And I loved it last year. I still love it, and I'm still using up like every little tiny scrap. All these little strips, you can use any paper you want, you know, just use your scraps or use what you find at Scrapbooks Plus, and just make whatever, you know, make do with what you have. These little strips are 1 inch by 4 inches, 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches, and this one is 1 1/4 by 4 inches. Once those are all down, you want to get to stamping, and I am using this stamp set from Inkadinkado. Looks like this, but you could use any heart stamps that you have, or any heart stamps that you want to get from the store. It's just whatever you want to do. Now I'm going to be using Dark Peony from Clear Snap. This is the fluid chalk ink, and it's pretty much the only ink that I use, with the exception of black stays on and white stays on. So I pretty much just use the color box fluid chalk inks for stamping. I think the colors are really vibrant, and I like that when it dries it gets nice and soft look to it. Okay, so once you have stamped your stamp on your just any kind of smooth white cardstock, you're going to punch it out, and this is Marvy Uchida. So set that aside, and then you need a piece of any kind of cardstock. I use a pink textured cardstock, also from Basil. Just want to use 1 punch size bigger than the one you used for your stamp. You're going to use your favorite adhesive. Mine is the ATG, of course. I've had a lot of posts about my ATG and how much I love it. And you just want to put this down on it and use a dimensional adhesive to stick this to the card itself. These dimensional squares are from Thermoweb. I think that Thermoweb gives a good value. You get a lot of squares, and it's a really good price, and so that's what I've been using. But you can also use, you know, EK Success or any other dimensional adhesive. Okay, so you're going to just stick that down on the card. So the front of the card is almost done. We just have one more little bit of stamping to do, and I am going to be using for this here where it says "You make my heart happy." That comes from this set of stamps from Hero Arts. I'm going to be using this dark peony chalk ink. I think that it works really well with the bright pinks of this Scenic Route paper. So, okay, I'll just go ahead and glue it down. When I'm doing a card, I don't use a ton of adhesive because, in my opinion, cards are not meant to last forever. So, you know, I don't construct them to last forever. Okay. Alright, so here is "Thank you for being my friend." And if you notice inside the card, it's actually stamped half and half. It's not stamped long ways like this. So let me show you how I did that. I took a Post-it note and I covered the half of the stamp that I wasn't going to use. And then I flipped it over so I could see through it to the ink and just inked this part that I was going to stamp with first. Okay, so just get it centered and stamp it down. And then you literally just peel up your Post-it note, stick it on the side you just stamped with, and repeat the process. There you have it. I like to make sure people know that they were special enough to me to make them a handmade card. So I have a little stamp that says, "This design was made just for you," and it has a little heart. Again, this is a Hero Arts stamp set, and what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp it in dark peony ink on just plain white cardstock, and then I'm going to use this punch. This is my small scallop circle punch to punch it out. And then I'm going to use this punch, which is the next size up from the yellow. These all have names, but I have to apologize. I don't know what the names of these punches are. It's a little bit of adhesive on the back of the white. And stick it down onto that hot pink cardstock. And then a little more adhesive on the back of the pink. And I'm just going to stick this to the back of the card. And there you have it. You make my heart happy. Thank you for being my friend. This card was made just for you. You can decorate the envelope. This is a size A2 envelope. That means it's, I think, 4.5 by 5 3/4. And I like to just stamp a little bit on the flap of the envelope. So I'm going to stamp "Thank you for being my friend," and then also to put a row of hearts above the "Thank you for being my friend." And when I do this, I always write my return address in the upper corner of the card since I've used the flap. So now we have a custom envelope. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you have fun making cards for your friends. Thanks for watching, and thank you for visiting the Scrapbooks Plus Design Team blog.